Hello friends, myself Astha K. Patel. Today I am going to teach you about the direct method of nutritional assessment. In that, specifically, I am going to teach you about the nutritional anthropometric in this presentation. So let's see about the anthropometric examination. Anthropometric measurements are a series of quantitative measurements of the muscles, bone, and adipose tissue used to assess the compositions of the body. The core elements of anthropometrics are height, weight, body mass index, body circumferences such as waist, hip, limbs and head, and skin fold thickness. So this is quantitative measurements. In that we are making the examinations of muscles, bones and adipose tissue. Here we have divided the anthropometric in two words, anthropos and a metron. Anthropos, that means man, and metron, that means measurement. So anthropometric is man measurement. It is a single most portable, universally applicable, inexpensive and non-invasive techniques for assessing the size, proportions and compositions of the human body. So this is a very portable method. We can perform the anthropometric examination at anywhere. It is a universally applicable method. It was applied in all the countries. It is very inexpensive method as it does not require any kind of expensive equipments. It is a non-invasive technique. We are not inserting any kind of article or instrument into the patient's body, and we are by non-invasive any kind of things, we are assessing the size, proportions and compositions of the human body. It is an essential component of clinical examination of infants, children and pregnant women. So these all are the target groups for anthropometric examination. We are doing most of the things on infants, children and pregnant women. It is used to evaluate both under and over nutrition. By using the anthropometric assessment, we can able to identifying or evaluating the overnutrition person and the undernutrition person. Parameters of anthropometric measurements are measurement of height and weight, measurement of head, chest and mid-arm circumference, measurement of skin fold thickness, measurement of hip and waist circumference. So these all are the parameters we will describe furtherly. Anthropometry for children. So anthropometry for children is accurate measurement of a height and a weight, which is very essential to identify the growth and development of the children. The result can then be used to evaluate the physical growth of the child. As I told you, for the children, anthropometry measurements are used to evaluate their physical growth and mental development. This is a growth monitoring chart. The height, weight, head circumferences, chest circumferences, mid-arm circumferences are portrayed in this monitoring chart based on their year of age. First parameter of anthropometric measurement is height measurement. The subject stands erect and barefooted on a stereometer with a movable headpiece. The headpiece is leveled with a skull vault and height is recorded to the nearest 0.5 centimeter. So this small girl standing, the name of this is stereometer. The headpiece you have seen near to their head is movable part. The person is standing in this stereometer and we are adjusting this headpiece at the level of their height. And by means of this we are measuring the height of any person. This is an infantometer. This is basically used for the small children, specifically the infants. So in that infantometer, we are placing the child in a supine position and we are taking the help of the mother also. She can assist us to take the height of the infant, and by this method you may visualize in the picture. By this we are measuring the height of infants, and the name of this is infantometer. This is a stereometer, what we have seen in a first slide of height measurement. Now the weight measurements. Use a regularly calibrated electronic or a balanced beam scale. Spring scales are less reliable. So we are using the weight machine, either it will be a electronic or the balanced beam scales to check out the weight. Weight in a light clothes and no shoes. So before taking the weight of any person, we should instruct him or her to wear the light clothes and remove his or her shoes. We should read the readings to the nearest of 100 grams, that is 0.1 kg. So these all are the equipment to measure the weight of a person. The nutritional index in adults. The international standards for assessing body size in adult is the body mass index, which is BMI. The most important is a formula of body mass index, which is weight in a kg upon height in a meter square. So to identifying the normal nutritional status of adults, we are using this body mass index formula. BMI calculation according to the World Health Organization classification. If the person's BMI is less than 18.5, so we can termed as an underweight person. If the BMI raised for 18.5 to 24.5, we can term the person as a healthy. If the person having BMI between 25 to 30, we can term as a overweight. We are giving the grade 1 obesity. If the person's BMI is more than 30 to 40, we can term as a obese and we are giving grade 2 obesity. And if the person's BMI more than 40, we can term that person as a very obese person and we are giving that morbid or grade 3 obesity. Now here is a which formula for calculating the normal weight for a children's. So here I am giving you an example. The baby having the age of 3 to 12 months. If we want to know about the expected weight of his or her, we can use this formula like age we are giving in a months plus 9 upon 2. So if the baby's age is 9 months, so here we can add 9 plus 9, that is 18 by 2. So 18 by 2 is equal to 9. So the 9-month baby should have the weight of 9 kg. So this is an example of which formula. Now the head circumferences. Head circumferences are routinely recorded until the 5 years of age. So head circumferences we are checking for the small children who are having the age of 5 years. The head circumferences is measured by the placing the tap over the occipital protuberance at the back and just over the supraorbital ridge and the glabella in the front. So here is a pictorial graph or pictorial you may see that how you can measure the head circumferences. So the placing of tap is over the occipital protuberance at the back side, just over the supraorbital ridge and the glabella and at the front side. Next is the chest circumferences. So it is usually measured at the level of nipples, preferably in a mid-inspiration, at the xiphi sternum. In a children's who having the age less than 5 years, we are checking head circumferences by giving the lying down position. Those who have more than 5 years, we are checking the chest circumferences by giving the standing position. Next one is the mid upper arm circumferences. It is conventionally measured over the left upper arm at the point marked midway between the acromion and the olecranon with the arm bent at the right angle. So we are making the mid point and we are marking that point. That mid point is between the shoulders and the elbow, and with that mid point we are measuring the mid arm circumferences. If it is less than 12.5 cm, it is suggestive of severe malnutrition. If it is between 12.5 to 13.5 cm, it is indicative of moderate malnutrition. Mid upper arm circumferences is measured with a fiberglass or a steel tape. So there are various kind of tests to check the mid upper arm circumferences. First one is a Bengal test. So it is a quick assessment of arm circumferences. A fiberglass ring of internal diameter of 4 cm is slipped up to the arm. If it passes above the elbow, it suggests that upper arm is less than 12.5 cm and child is malnourished. So in this Bengal method, we are using the Bengal like structure glass ring, and we are slipping into the arm, and the diameter of that ring is 4 cm. If that ring is passed above the elbow, the child may suffering from the malnourishment, we can able to predict. Next one is Shakir tape test. It is a fiberglass tape with a 3 kind of color coding: red, yellow and green. This tape is covered at the forearm of the child. If the color is coming red, in the picture you may have seen, if the color is coming red, so the child having the mid arm circumference is less than 12.5 cm. If the color is coming this yellow, so the mid arm circumferences may be 12.5 to 13.5 cm, and if it's come to the green, so it is greater than 13.5 cm. So shading so that paramedical workers can assess nutritional status without having to remember the normal limits of mid-arm circumferences. So this one is an easy tool to check the mid-arm circumferences. Another one is the skin fold thickness test. Measured with a Harpendon's caliper triceps or subscapular region. So this instrument is a Harpendon's caliper. The skin fold with the subcutaneous fat is picked up with thumb and index finger, and the caliper is applied beyond the pitch. So we are pinching the skin with the thumb and index finger, and after that we are applying this caliper in the skin. So the fat thickness are, if the child having fat thickness more than 10 mm, so we are considering the children as a healthy child. If it is a less than 6 mm, it is indicative moderate to severe degree of malnutrition. Next is the waist circumferences. It has been proposed that waist measurements alone can be used to assess obesity. The 2 level of risk has been identified. So waist circumferences we are checking in an adult specifically to assess the obesity level. So in the waist circumferences we are assessing the 2 level. So level 1 and level 2, males and females. So in a level 1, if the male having more than 94 cm of that waist circumferences and the female having more than 80 cm of that waist circumferences. So we are putting this kind of males and female in a level 1, and in a level 2, if the male having more than 102 cm waist circumferences and the female having more than 88 cm of waist circumferences, we are putting such kind of males and females in a level 2 obesity. Next one is the hip circumferences. It is measured at the point of greatest circumferences around the hips and buttocks to the nearest of 0.5 centimeter. The subject should be standing and the measure should be squat beside him. So the position for assessing the hip circumferences is a standing position, and we are making the tap around the hips and buttocks, and by means of that we are measuring the hip circumferences. Limitations of anthropometric assessment. Inter-observer's error in a measurement. So the measurement may be varies from person to person. Okay. So that is the inter-observer errors. Then limited nutritional diagnosis. With the help of this anthropometric, we cannot able to classify all the nursing nutritional related diagnosis. We can just able to make the limited diagnosis based on the anthropometric assessment. Problems with the reference standards. Suppose local versus international standards. So whatever weighing machines we are using in India, that may be varies from the international standards also. Whatever procedures we are applying in India to identifying the upper arm circumferences, head circumferences, that may be varies from the international standards. So some kind of changes occur with the reference standards, and the arbitrary statistical cutoff level for the what considered as a abnormal value. I hope you like my video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe it. Thank you very much.